10, I'm making 2 offers or potentially 3, and they're going to be a cash offer, a seller financing offer, and a traditional financing offer. And the reason I do that is because it allows you, your cash offer is always, at least in my experience, is always going to be considerably lower than what they expect it to be, right? And so if that's the only offer you present, it's kind of like hitting them over the head with a baseball bat, and they could be offended and just be gone. So a way to soften that is to also bring with it a seller financing offer, which clearly we're going to pay more for that value that is embedded within seller financing. And so it might be, let's say, $265 for all cash, $295 for a conventional loan, and with long due diligence periods and financing contingencies and those types of things. And then maybe call it $315 or $320 for a seller financing offer if the terms are good enough. So that's one way to soften the offers. And I will offer seller financing even if the seller isn't interested in seller financing. And the way that I do that is, one, let me back up and just share with you a little bit about how I make offers. I'm not a, hey, Mr. Seller, here's the offers kind of guy, like just out of nowhere, write an offer and send it. Because that's kind of like an all in, like you're showing your hands up front without spending, in my opinion, enough time developing a relationship. And it's a very me versus you transaction. And I much prefer to operate in an atmosphere of teamwork and problem solving and working together. And so instead of making offers, I have conversations with the sellers. Even my ultimate offer is more of a discussion than anything else. Now, at some point it gets put on paper and it just gets presented, but it's not a surprise usually. Or at the very least, I've done a lot of things to prepare the seller for what's coming, right? And so the way that goes, in an example where there is an asking price, I know that wasn't the case in this one, but I think it's valuable to share, is, hey, Mr. Seller, listen, I am super interested in your property. I think it's got a ton of value, and it's exactly what my wife and I are looking for. And yes, I purposely talk about my wife during the conversation because now I'm human. He or she may have a spouse, and now we've got that in common. Maybe they don't, but they have family, and it's just a way to humanize yourself. And so absolutely do that. Absolutely relate to them in any way that you can, because people do business with people they like, right? And so you want to try to forge that relationship. But Mr. Seller, I am absolutely interested in your property. To be honest though, I don't know, based on its current performance, that I'm going to get all that close to your asking price. And I certainly have too much respect for you and for your time to waste any of it. So are you stuck on getting something close to what you're asking, or are you open to offers? Right? I'm asking permission to lowball him. Right? And so that's one, starting to dial back his expectations a little bit. And then two, when I combine that with a discussion around seller financing, I can continue on and say, okay, excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear you're open to offers. Now, I'm not one of those guys who likes to negotiate and play games and go back and forth. I mean, there's always a little wiggle room here or there, and I want to work with you to try to get you the highest number I can. But I want to put my best foot forward. And one of the ways that would allow me to do that is if you didn't need all of the money up front, right? I can make you an all cash offer, but I know that I can offer you more money that would be closer to your asking price if you were willing to take payments over time. Is that something you'd consider? And then we do a discussion around seller financing, the tax benefits associated with it,